Well, hi everybody. Good morning. Meteorologist Travis Klineski here early on this Monday morning. It is a quiet morning for most of us. Still some lingering clouds around, a little patchy fog as well. For the most part, the rain is done though. We had a few showers earlier this morning. The only area where there are some showers this morning are actually up here in South Dakota, and that's not being depicted too well on Futurecast here, but that's an area we're going to watch. We're going to kind of watch two areas later today, one coming out of South Dakota, the other coming out of western Nebraska, that could kind of converge onto our area this evening and overnight tonight. But for most of the day today, it'll be dry. The thickest clouds will linger over eastern Nebraska. Most of us will see skies clear out and we'll get plenty of sun. Not a whole lot of wind for most of us today, 5 to 15 miles per hour out of a southeasterly or southerly direction. It's not going to be terribly hot. It'll be warm, it'll be humid, but not too hot out there. I think the hottest temperatures in southwest Nebraska. But we'll look to two areas again, to the north and to the west. Now, early on with these storms, late this afternoon and early this evening, any initial supercell thunderstorms could produce some big time hail. And there is also the threat of maybe isolated tornadoes. But eventually this merges into more of a line of storms, and this becomes more of a damaging wind gust threat as we head through the nighttime hours here. Big time wind could be a possibility with this as well. Now, this is one forecast model I'm showing you here. I'm going to show you three forecast models so you get a good idea of the spread of how things may play out. This is what we call the HRRR model. It's a high resolution model that updates once every hour, and this gives you a good idea of how things could play out, but this doesn't mean this is exactly how things play out. Again, we've got a variety of models. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my editor mode, which will take out my camera here when I do this here, so you won't see me at the bottom of the screen. But I'm going to adjust this and change this to a different model here. So I'm going to go to our in-house model. This is the one that we use most frequently. But with this, there are some inaccuracies. For instance, 7 a.m., there's nothing out there right now. It's showing a big thunderstorm over in Lexington. Well, obviously, that's not happening. So kind of ignore the activity that is showing this morning, because we're not likely to see anything with that right there, okay? I think our in-house model is wrong there. That said, our in-house model may be wrong tonight as well, but this one does show give me a decent idea of how things could play out. Again, initial storms to the north and west could be supercellular, big hail, isolated tornadoes, becoming a damaging wind gust threat right there as those push through. So I am concerned about damaging wind gusts. They do weaken eventually though as they push eastward later tonight through early tomorrow morning right there. We'll end it at 7 a.m. All right, I'm going to back this up one more time, and now I'm going to go to another model called the NamNest model. This is a North American model. Now, this one also tends to be a little bit aggressive when it comes to precipitation, especially the lighter green stuff here. Obviously, again, we don't have anything out there this morning, so kind of ignore that. There is a low-end chance of some stuff firing up over southeast Nebraska, but again, our attention really turns to the north and to the west later today and then into this evening. Again, individual supercells initially, big hail, isolated tornadoes, becoming more of a damaging wind gust threat as this becomes more of a line of storms. Now notice, this particular model is really aggressive with the stuff that comes in out of South Dakota, but not as aggressive with the stuff that comes in out of the Panhandle. So again, I showed you three different models, three different solutions. This is why it's very difficult to forecast exactly how things will play out here. But we'll take this through tomorrow morning, where most of the activity wraps up by around sunrise tomorrow. All right. So again, there are still some uncertainties. I'll tell you that right now when it comes to the forecast. I'm going to bring my camera back up on screen here. We'll show you the Storm Prediction Center's outlook right now. This hasn't changed a whole lot in the last couple of days here. They have been consistently putting out an enhanced risk of severe storms over the western half or so of our area here, basically north and west of the Tri-Cities area. An enhanced risk level 3 out of 5 threat of severe storms. But again, still a slight risk in here, still a decent chance of severe weather. The chances get lower, but they are still there in southeastern portions of Nebraska. Well, let's look at our various threats. First off, the large hail threat, especially initially, would be we'd be watching that stuff coming out of the Panhandle. And again, you get these dashed black lines. That's significant hail that could be 2 inches in diameter or bigger. Also, the initial threat, isolated tornadoes. There is and again, where you get that brown shaded area, that is a 5% chance of a tornado occurring within 50 miles of a point here. So there's the chance of seeing that. But again, the biggest threat will be the damaging wind gust threat, possibly exceeding 70 miles per hour. That's why there is this black significant area. That means 70 miles per hour or stronger are possible. So kind of summarizing it, again, the enhanced threat is for the wind, the slight risk for hail and tornadoes late this afternoon and tonight. Now, there's not much of a threat on Tuesday for most of us. We'll look ahead to Wednesday. There is a small chance of severe weather over western and northwestern areas. Once again, a marginal risk of severe storms. I think these will be much more isolated. All right, let's focus on temperatures for the next couple of days. Your forecast highs for today, mostly in the 80s, maybe upper 80s in southwest portions of Nebraska. Let's take a look at the zone forecast around the area. We'll start you here in just a second once this graphic pops up here. We'll start you in the northwest, where we will be seeing temperatures topping out low to mid 80s. Now keep in mind, most places will be dry until late this afternoon or tonight. But again, you see highs in the 80s. The warmest temperatures in the southwest in the upper 80s to near 90. But we'll go with 84 in Lexington, 83 in Elwood and Holdridge. Low to mid 80s, but then maybe some upper 80s around Washington and Marysville, Kansas. 79 though in David City. There are going to be some extra clouds to the east later today, or through the day today. Northeastern areas, low 80s, maybe a couple of mid 80s out there. And again, most of these locations won't see storms until tonight. All right, let's move on to tonight's forecast for temperatures. Tomorrow morning, I should say, upper 50s and low to mid 60s, a little cooler than this morning. Tomorrow, though, warms up a little bit, mid to upper 80s, lower 90s. Should be more sunshine on your Tuesday. Tuesday night and Wednesday morning, we're talking about low to mid 80s for overnight, or 60s for overnight lows. And then looking ahead to Wednesday, a little bit warmer. We're starting to inch those temperatures up now, upper 80s and lower 90s. And look at the mid and upper 90s out west and southwest. A little more heat building in there. Going to be a warmer night, Wednesday night into Thursday morning with mid to upper 60s to right around 70 degrees. And then Thursday, most of us, this could be our hottest day. But not everybody. Out west, not as hot. But most of us will be upper 80s and lower 90s, some mid 90s on Thursday ahead of the next cold front. Next best chance of rain and thunderstorms. And then a late week cool down on Friday. Let's take a look at that extended outlook here as we see the temperatures will come up. So again, storms later today and into tonight, wrapping up early tomorrow morning, heating up Wednesday and Thursday. Next chance of rain and thunderstorms Thursday afternoon into Thursday night. Some of that lingers into early Friday morning. Then after that, it's just a 20% chance of a shower thunderstorm Friday afternoon and Friday night. Temperatures after cooling down on Friday, they'll start to warm back up Saturday and especially into Sunday. So temperatures kind of fluctuating back and forth over the next 7 to 10 days. Nothing unusually hot for most of us. Again, Wednesday being the exception out west. North Platte, again, storms coming possibly late this afternoon, but mostly tonight, this evening and overnight tonight. North Platte, if I had to target a time frame, I'd say 7, 8, 9 o'clock would be your prime time for thunderstorms in your area here. Whereas the Tri-Cities, I would put it more 8 to midnight right now is where I put it at for prime time severe weather. All right, North Platte, though, beyond today, warming up. Tuesday, the hottest day is actually going to be Wednesday for North Platte. Small chance of thunderstorms Wednesday evening. A little bit better chance Thursday afternoon into Thursday evening. We'll cool down Friday. Small chances of showers and storms Friday and Saturday. Otherwise, warming back up as we get towards Sunday, as we'll feel a little more heat going into the second half of next week or weekend into the following week. Monday will still be pretty toasty. Then temperatures do come down towards the middle of next week as rain chances maybe get a little bit better around the middle of next week here. But long range, the Climate Prediction Center, long range, that's basically looking at next week. So basically through the 14th through the 20th of July, has most of the country above average. The exception is the Southwest, closer to average, because there could be some wetter precipitation chances there. Keeping temperatures cooler in some of these spots. So that's bad news, of course, for areas that don't want more rain here, but could see some heavier rain in the monsoonal moisture here in the Southwest. We're kind of in that near average. I think we're going to see a lot of dry days, but there will be occasional chances of rain and thunderstorms. All right, that's all I have for you for today. I want to thank you all for watching on this Monday morning. Stay weather aware later today and tonight. Again, the other thing I didn't even mention is we did put out a weather alert day for today for our KNOP viewers, by the way. So those of you watching in North Platte, your chance is just a little bit better. I debated it with the Tri-Cities area, but if you live north and west of the Tri-Cities, basically consider yourself under a weather alert day for today. So if you live in communities like Ord and Broken Bow and Burwell and O'Neill, Ainsworth, North Platte, Ogallala, Imperial, McCook, consider yourself under a weather alert day for today. And of course, I will update you if there are any significant changes to the outlook from the Storm Prediction Center, but right now this is kind of what we're going to go with. Well, again, I want to thank you all for watching in. I will see you on Tuesday morning with all the latest. Take care and God bless.